Hi guys, I'm out. I'm taking a walk. It's a very beautiful day in Paris, and it's like in the 60s, 62 degrees today, sunshine. We don't get that every day in March, So I thought I would take a walk, and I was watching. You're going to have a conniption. I was watching Piers Morgan on YouTube because I saw. Let's just watch this traffic for a second. I saw he popped up in my feed, So it said Harry and Meghan, or Meghan and Harry, whichever way he did it, may have been right, in quotes, right? And then so I'm like, what? So I clicked on it, and my friend Julie is calling. Julie, I'm videotaping right now, my darling. I have to decline, my love. I can't. Okay, so what was I saying? So Piers was talking to the guy from TMZ. When I get back home, I want to really dissect that interview. So there'll be a second video about that interview. But I have a renewed respect for TMZ in this moment, because the video just before this one, or 2 videos ago, I basically was like, is TMZ in on this mess? Are they getting paid? But after that interview, it's clear to me that no, they're not getting paid. This guy is really convinced that it is Kate in the video, right? But what was really, really delicious, and you guys have to watch that video. If you haven't, Sussex Squad, you've got to watch the Piers video, even if you have to hold your nose, is Piers tried to get the guy to say horrible things about Meghan and Harry, to say how Americans don't like them, to criticize Meghan for starting her YouTube, her Instagram page, this and that. And you absolutely have to watch how this guy, I think his name is Harvey, how Harvey just cut Piers down. And Piers was like, Piers could not believe, neither could I, quite frankly, that this guy had just done that to him on live television. I think if he could have edited that video, he would have. But the guy didn't side with Piers. The guy was honest, and he said what he really thought. And he said what most people, I think, in America think. And the way they're trying to run all these polls to convince people that people don't like Meghan and Harry is a disgrace. It's not true. It's propaganda. And this guy did not go with Piers on live television. Well, whatever it is, Piers is not on television. He's on YouTube. On live YouTube. He didn't agree with Piers. I'm like, oh my heavens! Oh my heavens! So pretty, right? So yeah, one of the things that Piers said so far, again, I haven't really listened to the entire piece, is that Kate and William need to explain themselves. They need to explain themselves. And this, their sexy romantic trip to the farm shop to buy the vegetables and the groceries and whatever else in her sexy little athleisure outfit is not going to cut the mustard, right? Because what was that? What was that? When you even have morning show hosts in Canada, Montreal, Canada, I believe it is, saying that people are owed an explanation for what's going on here, and you just do a blasé, you do this blasé little, oh, here we are. We don't look like ourselves. We kind of could be us, but we could be somebody else. And here's a selfie, and send to TMZ, and that solves that. And Kate is so relaxed, and she's so happy after all of this. Then she's either oblivious, or insensitive, or uncaring, or disrespectful or unprofessional or all of the above plus more. Both her and her husband, the Prince of Wales, and they have no business calling themselves leaders because she clearly doesn't get it. If they think that this little bizarre, obscure little trip to a farmer's market is a public relations strategy that satisfies the public's confusion about what in the name, what on earth has been going on, then they clearly have no business being in the position that they are in, because they don't understand the gravity of their position and what it entails, right? They just don't. Yeah, I mean, you know, I just cannot get over how this guy just really put Piers in his place and shut him up. You know what I mean? That was really delicious. That was really delicious. I can't wait to get home to, look at the video better and dissect it, because that needs to be dissected, I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Wow, they don't have any blossoms on this tree. Okay. I thought all the trees had at least a little blossom. I mean, they have a little bit, but not a lot. It depends. But, so the guy was like, look, I mean, I disagree with you, Piers. And you could see Piers turning like crimson. He turned crimson and he's like, you could see him thinking, you disagree with me? How dare you do that here and now? What are you doing? But the guy was just like, I disagree with you, right? We like Harry and Meghan in America, right? And enough with your propaganda, enough with propping up this family, because people who marry into this family typically don't, fare well. Meghan and Harry were right, okay? And he even said, what did he say? That the family is heartless, or, something like that. He said that means that they're heartless people. They don't have heart. They really don't do they? They have no bloody heart. And and this guy said it. And the beauty about it was that Piers did not expect this guy to say any such thing. Bless me. You know what I mean? He didn't expect him to say that at all. And so, yeah. It's so beautiful here, isn't it? And peaceful too. Very peaceful. Maybe I shouldn't even be too comfortable with the peacefulness of it all. But it's very nice. On a spring day, I love it. Yeah. But it's unusually empty, I'm thinking. So maybe I need to head back, right? So I want to head back home and take a look at the video against my better judgment, to hear what else Piers had to say. I love the fact that this guy just shut him down. You know what I mean? That was just absolutely delicious. And I mean, that's not going to make him lay off Meghan and Harry, but it means he probably won't invite this guy to any more interviews. And if he does, he will be on notice that, no, we are not brainwashed in America, all right? We have a mind of our own, right? You people are brainwashed by the royal family and by the press. Obviously, Piers is part of the press, and he's part of the problem. He's one of those who spied on Harry, right? So he is at the top of the list, right, of being the problem. So I'm so glad this guy spoke up to him. I'm so glad. I can't even tell you how glad I am. Because, I mean, after all, what does Megan's website have to do with anything? Not her website, her Instagram page, her new company, American Riviera Orchard. Piers trying to make that an issue and trying to get this guy to say that the fact that Megan launched it on the same night as the Diana Awards makes her a bad person. I mean, to me, this is a business, right? They're all in business. Piers is in business. He's capitalizing on the moment. Megan capitalizes on the moment. That's how they make their millions, all of them, right? So why should he be able to capitalize on the moment and everybody else gets to capitalize on the moment, but Harry and Meghan should go sit in a corner and wait for the worst possible moment to inform people about their projects and highlight their projects. Harry planned on doing the Diana Awards. I'm sure that was in planning for over a year, right? Megan trademarked her website on February 2nd, well before Where is Kate became a thing, right? And I'm sure they planned in advance to unveil or launch, the website, among other aspects of their business and enterprise en anglais, I think, right? So the idea that Piers is trying to get this guy to say that Megan's timing was so calculated and so horrible and makes her a horrible person is really ironic, right? Because that's how they all do in the business, is they capitalize on the moment, right? They capitalize on the moment and, get maximum clicks and maximum views for their projects, right? That's how they make money. The more clicks you get, the more eyeballs you get, the more people you get, the more money you make. Piers is in the same business. Why should he be the one to make all the money and have all the success? I don't understand. Okay, so I'm back home. And so this is the video. Piers Morgan urges Kate to explain and complain. So they changed the title. The original title said Meghan and Harry were right. And then, at the bottom it says, or below that it said, Piers urges Kate Middleton to explain and complain. And so this is the video. And he goes on to talk with the panelists, and it's interesting. It was interesting. It was an interesting conversation, I must say.
Fabrication, but the monarchy should maintain a position of dignity and stoicism that befits its status and stability above the fray. In the most part, it always worked for her. Times, well, they are changing. The royal family is changing. The way people consume information about the royal family is changing. And through a series of unforced errors, the royals have completely lost control of a narrative.
Did you hear what he said? Unforced errors. Is he watching my YouTube channel? I'm the only one who's been saying that, right? Unforced errors. How can we possibly have the same vocabulary? That's horrible. I don't want to have the same vocabulary as Piers Morgan. I think he's watching my YouTube channel. Unforced errors. Excuse me. But anyway, I'm flattered. So he goes on to talk with the panelists, and here's the guy from TMZ. He's getting old. I remember him when he was a young whippersnapper.
There are people now, they're so skeptical, they're reviewing it like the famous Zapruder film that was shot when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, where you can see bricks outside the car that don't necessarily match with the way the bricks look from inside the car. So the trust of Buckingham Palace has just been obliterated because of this. And Piers, I mean, the idea that major news outlets are treating what the palace puts out the way they treat what comes out of Iran and North Korea with kill notices is just breathtaking.
Yeah, and unprecedented. The other problem they have is they're becoming a bit of a running laughing stock in America. You know, we've seen the late.
Can you believe that? Can you believe what he just said? They're becoming a laughing stock in America. And when you consider the fact that they want us to believe that this guy TMZ, this is the guy who owns TMZ, this video that he put out on his YouTube channel or whatever it is, telling us that that is Kate. I mean, that to me is breathtaking. I mean, how do you look at that video, any part of it, and try to pass that off as Kate Middleton? Honestly, how do you expect us to believe that?
Night hosts piling in, and in Stephen Colbert's case, openly talking about the affair rumours involving William, which have never been published in the UK, and which, to be fair, we have no knowledge if that's true.
Let's see if we can move this on a little bit.
Has given an official statement to say.
No, wait, it's too far. Well, I want to hear when the guy just shut.
People aren't buying it. They think it's got to be something different. And that's why these social media conspiracies some of them are really catching fire, because as long as you have a thread that connects those theories to something with this, people are going to talk about it. It is number one in America right now. And we have a presidential election.
Right, which is incredible. And in the middle of all this, you've got the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Meghan and Harry, in California, still proving to be a massive thorn in the side of the royal family. On the day that William stands up in London to pay tribute to his mother, 25 years on with the foundation that was set up in her memory, there is Meghan Markle announcing the release of her new Instagram.
Look at this guy's face.
Going to make,
look at this guy's face.
People seeing this as a quite deliberate attempt to take the attention away.
I have a slightly different take on this, Piers, than you do. I think in America, in a way, Harry and Meghan are on the upswing, because what I'm hearing is people saying, well, Meghan was right. It's impossible.
Wait a minute, let's continue that.
Being a member of that family. And people who think that Kate might have had some kind of nervous breakdown, they're looking at what happened to Meghan. They're looking at what happened to Diana. And they're saying, yeah, it's impossible to live in that family. Meghan and Harry may be right. So in a way, I think in terms of their status, in terms of PR in America, it's gone up as a result of this.
How interesting, because over here, all the polls are, they're getting more and more unpopular. America is very important, Harvey, too.
Yeah, so Piers did not like that answer from this guy. I think his name is Harvey. And I really I applaud him. I wish I could just, I don't know, give him a bone-crushing hug with that one. I mean, that was good. That's like changed my whole mind about TMZ. And, you know, I don't know what's going on with the video that they ran of Kate, quote unquote, yesterday. That was Harvey. Earth to Harvey. That was not Kate. You know, it doesn't really take a genius to figure it out either, right? The height is wrong. The gait is wrong. The velocity of her movement, the way she walks, it's way too fast. She didn't even walk that way when she was 19 years old. Okay, she certainly isn't going to walk that way at 42, 3 weeks after major abdominal surgery and 3 kids and all of that. The speed is wrong. The velocity of her steps, wrong, Harvey. You look at her face. Okay, she could have had plastic surgery, but that had to have been extensive plastic surgery. She looks Eurasian. She looks Eurasian, this person that you're telling us is Kate. And then you compare it to her regular pictures and regular videos. I mean, how can you sit there and tell us that this is Kate, Harvey? I'm very disappointed with that. But I'm very proud of you for standing up to this guy here. I mean, honestly. But that all being said, you know, the show went on and he continued to speak with 3 other guests. And it was a very, very interesting conversation, because the people, I thought he would have a whole bunch of yes men and yes women on the show and, you know, just talking the usual, just BS.
Is it possible?
But
So that
he has a
opinionated,
panel
the problem is
where
it's about
it's
trust.
2 against 2.
Once the
It's him
media
and the
are now
fat
going to start
guy
rejecting everything given to them
against
by the palace,
the
that's a real
woman, this woman
slippery slope.
here, and
I've
the
never known this
young
where
guy, the
news
young
agencies
guy.
like Reuters,
And
AP,
the
should-
two
should
on the,
focus.
the woman and the young
Basically saying
guy
we've got to
are
trust this, we
almost
can't
like,
trust it. Unprecedented, isn't it?
There's this
they're
emotional
rational
contract,
people,
between subjects, us and the royal family. We love the royal family, and they are supposed to love us, which means that they don't lie to us, they don't mislead us. Yes, and this is what we've
they don't
discovered
love the
in the
media.
most
Yes.
shocking way.
But James, the problem here, I think, if you ask me to put my finger on it, William, like Harry, because of what happened to their mother, and I completely
okay, I'm not gonna listen to this right now. But anyway, so this young guy here is a real whippersnapper. He's not having it. He speaks his mind. I'm really surprised that Piers has these types of people on the show. It means that, he can give it and he can take it to some extent. You know what I mean? He can have people with a differing point of view. I mean, he's not like an Elon Musk. Elon Musk does not like people to disagree with him. Did you see that interview with Don Lemon and the looks, the murderous scowls that came over Musk's his face when he didn't like the questions? Pear seems to be a little bit more, I don't know, able to give and take than Musk is. Anyway, that said, I'm going to end this one here. I'm going to try to find myself something to eat, but I just wanted to just finish this up and say I'm not sure what I'm going to call this one, but it's about TMZ, the guy from TMZ, Harvey from TMZ. Is it Harvey? And yeah, I love it. Yeah.